So, if you're anything like me, I could tell you about this board until you're blue in the face. It won't do any good unless you have something in front of you to mess with. So if you have a tablet, they're making an app. It has to be on your tablet. The one that goes on your phone has a different function. It's called TF Stage Mix. It's free. Go ahead and get it, and I'll show you what it does. All right. When you first open it up, it looks like this. So you have nothing to connect it to. So just hit the X, and it should start right up. Okay, so anyway, as you can tell, it's pretty much the same. There are some differences, of which I'll go over, and yours won't be set up with the custom stuff like what I've inputted. The purpose of this app is you could put a Wi-Fi router connected into the board. Now, I know our band has had bad experiences with Wi-Fi routers. This functions differently. The router is after the console and on its own. So if the router goes down, it does not affect the use of the console, and it does not affect the use of the gear. All it does is eliminate your ability to change volume from the director's nest up on top of the scaffold. That's all it does. Being as it's Wi-Fi, it would only have about, 100 feet. So at our home field, if you were to use it live to mix, which I don't recommend, if you were to use it live, you could only get about halfway up our bleachers. The larger colleges, the bleachers are way too big. You would get out of the Wi-Fi range because, I know a lot of middle-class houses are long enough where if your router's on one end of the house, the other end has trouble having reception. So, and then if you really want to test how far a Wi-Fi router is, connect to your router and walk to your mailbox. It's not a big zone. So, with that being said, I think this app would be a great tool, one, to learn on while we're waiting on Bandcamp. Two, this would be a great app for our band director to use. If he hears a nuance he'd like to change, he could do it. And, maybe a couple people on the field helping, maybe their hands are free while other people are addressing other things, and they could do it. I do believe we can connect more than one at a time. Now, the app that goes on your phone is different. It controls only the output. So basically what it's designed for is so a musician can stand on stage and adjust their own monitor mix. So I might set that up if we start doing a recording version, like a recorded out. I might set that up where I can mix what's going to the recorded thing from the front row. That would really be the only purpose we would need that for. It doesn't affect the mains at all. It only affects the auxiliaries.
If you want to start messing with stuff before Bandcamp, you can go ahead and download the Yamaha Stage Mix app on...
It's strictly for tablets.
On your tablet. They have one for your phone, but it does a different function. It has a different function on it. So it's the general idea of the touchscreen on the console, but it's a little different. It does have the faders from the actual console itself. And instead of scrolling up and down like you do here, you have to scroll left and right to get to each different thing. So through this you can still select the channel by tapping it, and then you can go through each of your different functions. your gain, your EQ, your gate, and I don't know what that one means, but sure. And then send to, that would add your, so that sends to your different outputs. We don't usually use the auxes, but at the very end it has your sub on it. And then you can scroll back to home and gets you back to the first page you're on. And you can scroll through and get all your channels. Even your reverb and your delays, and I don't know what those mean. STIN.
Stereo in.
Oh, stereo in. So up here you can jump to your jump pages. So 1 through 8 would be here, and then 9 through 16. And instead of having to go through all of them, you can just jump over here to your stereo ins and your delay and everything else, and then jump back to the first page with channel 1. So another way to send to the sub is just tap sub here, and then the little levers glow, and you can move it there. Ta-da! And then you can go back to stereo. User defined buttons. I don't know. I'm just clicking buttons now. So you can edit your reverb or whatever you choose for your, whatever those are called. Effects. But to send to, you can also come up. You can come up here and hit FX1 or FX2, and you can change them from there. And you can hit FX1 edit, and you can change your. That one's apparently a reverb. You can change, or you can edit your reverb, and then FX2 you can edit your delay. What's that do?
You can edit your effects.
Oh, that's cool. That's a ping pong delay. Ping pong, ping pong. You can tap up here, hey, and edit your effects. Dual pitch? What does that mean?
Flanger, it's just an effect. You'd have to hear it.
Okay. And early reflection. Whatever that means. That is cool. Okay. And then you can hit back home.
All right.
Ta-da! So you can use up to 3 tablets at a time per console.